Hello, Ramley and other NFL family, especially Cowboys family today. I'm Peo Time, and we are here in episode 19 of MOOF. This is crazy. We're interviewing one fan from every NFL team, and we're judging where each fan's optimism level is at, because if you can't be optimistic about your fan this time of year, when can you be? I know that a lot of people like to critique and call Cowboys fans crazy or the word delusional or anything like that. But I'm sure you'll see today, my guest today is an awesome Cowboys fan and content creator, Boys for Life. The link to his channel is in the description below, so make sure you go check him out. And he's going to join me right after this. Hello, Boys for Life. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you for having me on. It's it's an honor when anyone invites me on, and then I get super stoked. I get super excited. So I appreciate you for thinking of me and having me come on to your show and do this little mini series that you have going on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I see a couple people in the chat already. Thanks all for tuning in. I see Grandizer, Amelia. You guys are both there. And if you're watching with us, thanks for tuning in, whether you're watching live or in the replay. Excited that you're taking part of this series. And we always like to start off these episodes getting to know our guests a little bit. Could you maybe tell us, how did you become a Cowboys fan? Who are some of your favorite Cowboys players? Are you a new fan? Have you been a fan of the team for a while?
Well, I was born into this. My late grandfather became a fan in 1960 when the team first came to be, and then it all stemmed from there. My dad, my aunt, my uncles, and then it just got passed down to me. Favorite players for me. I mean, I'm in that weird era where I kind of grew up at the back half of the triplets, and then into the Dez Bryant, the Tony Romos, the Quincy Carters of the world, all that stuff. But for my favorite players are probably gonna have to be a Dez Bryant. Who else?
Okay.
Dez Bryant. I'm a big fan. I mean, I was a wide receiver and a corner when I did play for a
Cool.
year in high school. I do like the defensive side of the ball. So right now, one of my favorite players is Trayvon Diggs, and I will say this: I've been a day one Micah Parsons fan since before the draft of 2021 when we drafted him. I was begging for him. I want to say it was like week 8 or 9. I did a live stream after the Cowboys got their butts whooped by the Baltimore Ravens, and they were just gashing us up the middle. And I was talking about our linebacking core, and I've been a Micah Parsons fan for quite a while now.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. And then I see Grandizer is asking here, just to kind of add to that. Are there any Cowboys jerseys that you own?
Oh yeah. Well, I have one right here, which is my own customized jersey. It is a number 4 because that is my favorite number. So it
Cool.
does say "Boys for Life" in the back. I got that customized by another YouTuber who actually sells football jerseys, and he does basketball jerseys, baseball jerseys. But yeah, I got a white whatchamacall Ezekiel Elliott. I have a white Dez Bryant, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, Dak Prescott jersey, LVE jersey, and a Amari Cooper jersey. And I think I'm probably missing a couple, but yeah, I got a few jerseys.
Okay. And then one other question here from moderator extraordinaire Grandizer 12 is there a draft pick that you really love / wanted that the Cowboys picked in this year's draft? He personally, he lists off his favorites here. Any of those that kind of ring fresh with you?
I don't know much about John Ridgway, but when we drafted him and I saw how big he was and where he played, this is a guy that I was excited for, even though he was a 5th-round pick, only because I've been asking for a run stuffer in the middle for a lot of years now, and it seems like even though he's going to be a rotational piece, he is a big boy, 320 some odd pounds in the and he plays the defensive tackle position, which is what I've been begging for. And like I said, he's a run stuffer. So this is a guy I'm excited to see what he's going to be about this season.
Okay, awesome. Well, we're going to get into this here, but just before we get to the schedule, can you tell us in a few words, what are Cowboys fans optimistic about heading into this season?
I don't know. It seems like the consensus is that we're just gonna see what this roster is gonna be like. A lot of people weren't happy with the draft at first, but then when we took a look back and we took a step back and actually looked at who we drafted and the needs that we needed, it doesn't seem like a bad draft for us. So I think we're going to be a little optimistic about how the season goes.
Okay, all right. Well, I feel like Cowboys fans are always some of the most optimistic in the NFL. Which,
Yeah.
Hey Rams, sounds good to see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. And well, let's get into this here. So the Dallas Cowboys, you get kind of a rematch of Week 1 last year. You start off. You're at home. You're in Dallas.
Yeah.
You welcome in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sunday Night Football, prime time, win or lose.
For I don't know. Like I said, we're one of the most optimistic. So I'm just gonna say win here, just because I think we finally get to get that W against Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I see Grandize is agreeing with you here.
Yeah.
And we have hey Luis Sosa, good to see you in the chat as well. So then you're starting off 1-0. Big, and I'm sure that Cowboys fans are going nuts, being like, "This is our year. No one can."
Yeah, probably.
And then Week 2, you welcome in the defending AFC champions, the Cincinnati Bengals. Win or lose? What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm gonna need to see what our defensive line is like. Because they do have Joe Mixon, where it seems like we kind of struggle a little bit against teams who can run the ball and then also effectively pass. With that play action, So I'm just gonna have to see what our defensive line is like. But with the duo of, they have I've said before in my past shows, they got a good wide receiving core. With Higgins, Chase, and Boyd. I'm gonna go with that. We probably lose this game.
Okay, starting 1-1, and then I'm sure the sky is falling for Dallas Cowboys fans. I won't do that all episode. I did forget to mention anyone who's watching live with us as we're going through the games. Feel free to put a W in the chat if you think the Cowboys are going to win, an L if you think they're going to lose, or a T if you think they're going to tie, because they still do ties in the NFL, which is crazy to me. But Week 3 here. You are traveling to New York, your first road game of the year, and it's Monday Night Football, your first divisional game of the year against the New York Football Giants. What are your thoughts on this game? Is there any chance the Cowboys lose to the Giants here, Week 3?
I don't know. Daniel Jones still is their quarterback. It seemed like we struggled a little bit last year, the first game we did play him. But I don't know. And then with their team, they still haven't had above 6 wins since the 2018 season or 16 season, whenever it was. But I think this is where we string off a couple of W's back to back, because I know we got Washington after that.
Okay. So I have no problem saying a W there, and I think the chat, I see Lewis and Grandize there, both agree with you here. And then Washington. This is in Dallas. Another divisional game. Win or lose?
I think we win this game. I think historically we've beaten Carson Wentz. I think we have a winning record against Carson Wentz. And it all depends also on their defense, because it seems like they were riddled with injuries last year, and we kind of thought they were a little bit overrated, because they were supposed to be this great defense, right? With their 5 first-round picks on that front 7, right? So they kind of fell a little bit short, but that had to do with injuries. But it all depends on that defensive line. But I'm going to go win here because it's going to be in Dallas.
Okay. So you're 3-1, and I see the chat is also agreeing with you in regards to that. Now, the game that I'm sure I'll be watching and all of the Ram fans will be cheering against the Cowboys in this game. You're traveling to the greatest stadium in the world, SoFi Stadium, to take on the defending Super Bowl champions, Los Angeles Rams. Win or lose in Week 5.
You are the defending Super Bowl champs. You still have Aaron Donald. You have Cooper Kupp. Y'all still got OBJ, right?
He hasn't signed yet. It's speculated he will be, but if he does, he won't be playing at that point. He's still recovering from his injury.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I think it's going to be a close game, a lot closer than what a lot of people think it might be, but I'm going to give y'all the W right there.
Okay. Okay, so friendly reminder to all Ram fans that subscribe to my channel, go give Boys for Life a sub. No, just kidding, man. Okay, so you're 3-2. And yeah, Lewis is like, sorry, we got that. Yeah.
I mean, this is for like, and I've said this right here. These first 5 games, is going to determine what the rest of our season is going to be. Because if you look at the rest of our season, I mean, we got the Eagles after y'all, and then after that, it's kind of a little bit of a cakewalk through the rest of the year.
This is definitely one of the easier schedules we've seen on the show. Yeah.
So for me, even if we end up 2-3 in the first 5 games, I don't suspect us losing, but maybe 2, maybe 3 more games after this. So my hope is at least to be 2-3, and if we can come out with 2 of those wins being the divisional wins, every division win is a bigger win than what when you're playing just another team. So even if it's just the 2 divisional wins, I'll be happy with 2-3 coming out of this. I just don't want to be 1-4 or even 0-5 at that point. But 2-3 for me, even though it looks like the sky's falling and we have a losing record, just coming out 2-3 with here, I'll be good with it because of what the rest of our schedule looks like.
Okay, well, you are predicting 3-2 at this point, heading into your first divisional matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles on the year in Philly, Week 6, primetime Sunday Night Football. Win or lose?
We always play the Eagles tough, and it's in Philly, and it seems like we own them in Philly. So I'm going to go. We're going to win here in Philly.
Okay. All right, that's 4-2 on the year. I see Grandize there. He is predicting the L there.
Yeah.
And then Week 7, you welcome the Detroit Lions to Dallas. Win or lose against the Lions?
When it comes to the Detroit Lions, it seems like the Cowboys have for years played against bad teams where they play down to their level. I'm hoping the culture has changed a little bit, but it's the Detroit Lions, so I'm going to give us a win here.
Okay. All right. So that's 5-2 on the year. I'm sure Cowboys fans would be okay with that after 7 weeks. And then another home game. You welcome in the Chicago Bears in Week 8. And I got to shout out, I do have my Bears episode of MOOF coming up on Sunday. So you can all stay tuned for that. But what is your prediction for this game?
Well, the last time we played the Bears, I thought we were going to dominate that game, but they ended up beating us. But their quarterback, it's Justin Fields, right? That's who they got. I was doing a quarterback rating a couple of weeks ago, and I mean, it's all going to depend on what he's going to do in the game. But him being so young and inexperienced, I'm going to give us a win on this one.
Okay. All right. So you're 6-2, and then I got to give a couple of shout outs here. I see Lewis saying a win versus the Lions. Grandizer thinks the Cowboys are going to tie the Lions.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Grandizer always predicts at least one tie every episode. And then they both are saying a win over the Bears here, which does bring us to Week 9, which is the Cowboys bye week, which means it is time for
Bye Week Hot Takes. The hottest takes on the bye week.
Yes, it is time for bye week hot takes. This is the part of the show where we take a little break from schedule prediction and we find 3 hot takes about the team that we are discussing from various corners of the internet. It was super easy to find hot takes about the Cowboys. Some of them were just too far off that I could not include them on the show. I try to get ones that generate a little bit of discussion. Boys for Life has not seen these hot takes, but he's going to react to them. He's going to tell you, if he thinks they're realistic. I will say all three of these hot takes did come from Cowboys fans from various corners of the internet, and let's get into it here. The first one is, this is Mike McCarthy's final season as the Cowboys head coach.
It all depends on where they end up in the playoffs, I think. But we as Cowboy fans, we gotta understand that Jerry Jones doesn't like to be wrong, and he will hold on to a guy for as long as he can. I mean, we had the Jason Garrett experiment for 10 years.
Yeah.
I think he stayed, 6 years too long or 5 years too long. So we just never know with the Dallas Cowboys. So it could, like you said, you just never know. But the way the Cowboys have been operating this offseason, where it's mainly business over wins, because we've been partnering with a lot of businesses this past offseason instead of taking care of our roster. So I mean, I don't see this being too far off. It just all depends on how bad or how good Mike McCarthy ends up being this season.
Okay, fair enough. And Senjin, good to see you as always. And then, okay, so the next hot take, and this one I had to paraphrase because some Cowboys fans were in an argument among themselves on a Twitter space about the Amari Cooper trade.
Mm-hmm.
So the Amari Cooper trade for a 5th-round pick was addition by subtraction. Lamb and Gallup have better chemistry with Dak Prescott.
I don't know. I don't think it has to do with Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper not having the chemistry, because when we traded for Amari Cooper, we were 3-5, and I think we rattled off 8 straight wins because we got Amari Cooper. I think Amari Cooper ended up helping Dak Prescott and saving his career. And I think everything has to do with scheming. If me being a Cowboys fan and knowing my team and watching how when we played the Minnesota Vikings, we had Cooper Rush basically just throw to Amari Cooper almost all game, and that seemed to do the trick. But then when we have Dak Prescott in there, we share the ball way too much instead of getting it to our playmakers. And I think that has everything to do with scheme. I don't really think that has much to do with chemistry, because I think they had great chemistry when they first started off.
Okay, no, fair enough. And I think it's really going to be interesting. I think that like the Dallas's passing attack will be fine with Lamb and Gallup. I'm really interested to see how Cooper, and I realize I spelled his name wrong here, so that's my mistake. How he'll do with the Browns, because I kind of felt like Dak I do think you're right where Cooper really helped Dak develop, but I actually think Dak did a good job of getting the ball to Cooper in Dallas.
Yeah.
So we will see. The third and final hot take, and I know that if there's one thing I've learned the past couple of days from reading Cowboys forums, Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott are a controversial running back tandem because they're great together. They're one of the best in the NFL. But this hot take is Tony Pollard will have more rushing yards than Zeke. Pollard is in a contract year and will stay more healthy than Zeke will.
I don't know about that. Maybe total yards he might have more, but as far as rushing yards, I don't think so. Because the one thing with the Dallas Cowboys is it's always follow the money. Who's getting paid the most is who's gonna get the more playing time. And Zeke has that big contract, and so I don't feel like Tony's gonna get the brunt of the rushing plays for him to do that. But they have expressed Pollard being used more as far as like just an offensive weapon, putting him in the slot, things like that, catching out of the backfield. So maybe total yards he might have more than Zeke, but as far as rushing, I don't think it's going to happen just because Zeke is a more valuable running back than Tony Pollard, because he can do more things as far as pass blocking and then catching out of the backfield as well, and then with his rushing attack. So I think there's a few more things that Zeke can do than what Tony can.
Okay, interesting. And just to put in perspective, you alluded to the contract gap between them. Ezekiel Elliott this year is scheduled to make $18.2 million, and Tony Pollard is scheduled to make 1.1 million. So
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. Follow the money.
Yeah. And then I know it's his contract year, and even if he doesn't, I mean, he's not. I mean, if he puts up good numbers as far as Tony Pollard, if he puts up good rushing attack numbers, I think he's going to be too expensive for the Dallas Cowboys to resign, especially as a backup. So and this is my hot take. I don't expect Tony Pollard to be here next year.
Okay. Yeah. I could see him getting paid somewhere else. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, this has been
Bye Week Hot Takes. The hottest takes on the bye week.
Hello, and we're back from bye week hot takes. And I saw this comment here that Lewis's cousin actually works for the Cowboys. That's really cool, man.
Oh, that's badass. That's cool.
Yeah. And Willie, good to see you as always. He's coming. Willie's an old school Rams fan. He's predicting 5-13 for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's crazy.
Well, we will see that. But moving on here. So coming up. So we're 8 games into this. We're at week 10. So far through 8 games, you have predicted a 6-2 record. And then off the bye week, you travel to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. Win or lose in Lambeau?
It's going to be. I mean, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a wide receiver to throw to, but they still have a decent defense. And I think it's going to be coming off the bye. So I'm going to give the Packers a win here.
Okay. So 6-3, and then you travel to Minnesota to take on the Vikings.
It's all going to depend on our corners. I mean, they got a good wide receiver duo over there with Thielen and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But it also is going to be if we're going to be able to contain Dalvin Cook. And then it just seems like we own Kirk Cousins throughout his career. So I think we're going to double dip again, and we're going to win right here.
Okay. So that's 7-3. And I am seeing here Grandizer and Lewis. They are, or Lewis is saying a loss at Lambeau. Grandizer's predicting the W against the Packers there. So, okay. Interesting. And a win over the Vikings. So Grandizer and Lewis, our chat participants, are divided a lot today.
Yeah.
Which we love. So it's 7-3, and then you have a short week here, and it's your Thanksgiving Day game, and you are playing the New York Football Giants in Dallas. Win or lose on Thanksgiving?
It seems like when we play on Thanksgiving, we struggle a little bit. I mean, last year we didn't have the best game. I can't remember what we did the year before. I know when we played Buffalo, we got embarrassed. I think the Buffalo game was the year before where we got embarrassed. So I'm not saying we're going to lose 2 divisional games this year. So I'm going to give the divisional win here for the Dallas Cowboys on Thanksgiving. We're going to break that losing streak.
Okay. That's 8-3 on the year. And I see Grandizer is given the dub also, and the sweep of the Giants. And then you are playing on Sunday night primetime football again. You are hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Win or lose?
They got Matt Ryan, don't they? So they got Matt Ryan, and they still got a great running back. Last time we played them, we got destroyed against Indy. So I'm going to give Indy the win here.
Okay. All right. So that's 4. That's the 4th loss. So you're still at 8-4 on the year. I am seeing Lewis is agreeing with the win against the Giants, and then we got Grandizer and Lewis. They agree on something. They both think the Cowboys are going to win against the Colts. Okay, so you're at 9 wins here. And then you welcome in the Houston Texan, the Battle of Texas. Any concerns about the Cowboys losing this game?
I don't think so. I mean, like I said before, we do play to the level of our competition. So if they're playing bad, we probably will play bad. But I don't think with the new culture it seems like we're having with these new rookies coming in, and then with the way Parsons' attitude is and Trayvon Diggs' attitude, I think we'll be okay. I think we're going to get the W here.
Okay. Yeah. So that's you're at 9-4, and then you are traveling to Florida to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Win or lose against the Jags?
They still got a very young group of guys, so I'm just going to go W here because of their inexperience.
Okay. So that's double digits, 10 wins. I'm sure Cowboys fans are, feeling the Super Bowl hype at this point of the year. Bit of a winning streak coming on here. And then a Saturday game, you play the Philadelphia Eagles in Dallas. You predicted a win versus the Eagles earlier in the year. Are you going to sweep the Eagles?
What week is this?
This is week 16.
Week 16. I still think we're fighting for a divisional spot at this point for the division title. And so it's Christmas Eve. I'm going to give the Cowboys a win here. We sweep the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah, this game might very well be for the division. Week 16. Yeah. A couple of predictions from the chats where Sinjin is saying, take care of the Packers this year. Grandizer's predicting wins over everyone's. We have a lot of W's coming for the Cowboys predicted in this stretch of the season.
Yeah.
But then you do have another kind of an awkward schedule week here because you go from a Saturday night game and then you're playing on the Thursday night game. You're traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans.
It's all going to depend on what Derrick Henry's doing. I know they got a decent defense over there. So, but until I see that we improve on our run defense, I'm going to give the Titans a win here.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's an L. This is your fifth loss of the year, and then final week. It's a road game. You're traveling to Washington to take on the Commanders.
I call them the Commandos too.
that name, I tell you. Anyway, the Commanders, win or lose versus Washington.
I'm going to give it win or lose, but I'm also going to say this thing also. It all depends on where we're at in the division. If we got the division locked up, then, yeah, we're going to be playing our backups. I just feel we'll probably at least play our starters at least either the first quarter or the first half, and after that all the backups will come in. But if we are playing for – and I'm going to say it, if we got the division locked up, we're going to lose this game because we're going to end up having the backups playing that second half, and it's probably going to be a close game in that first half, and then we're going to pull our starters and they're going to have their starters in probably playing for either a wild card spot, so they're probably going to need this game a lot more than what we would at this point. So I'm going to give them the win here.
Okay, I can respect that. So you do have a prediction of 11-6, and that will in this NFC, I believe that will make them in the playoffs, probably winning their division with that record, but you never know.
Yeah.
And then I just got to give – so Grandizer's predicting a 10-6-1 record.
Vegas has the Cowboys, making the playoffs this year and being winning the division, because I've seen a lot of Vegas stats to where they have the Cowboys winning the division, even though it seems like the media is hyping the Eagles very much because of their roster that they have put together this year.
Huh. Well, yeah, I guess the Eagles really are getting a lot of hype based on their draft and where they finished last year, and I think a lot of people are saying that Jalen Hurts is going to make that next step. But my Eagles fan is coming on hopefully next week, so it'll be interesting to hear that perspective.
Who do you got for your Eagles fan?
I got to keep that a secret for now. But Boys for Life, thank you so much for coming on, and that was a lot of fun. I hope you had a good time.
Oh yeah, man. I did, man. I'll definitely be tuning in. When's your Eagle fan coming on?
I'm still setting a date for him.
Okay.
But, I'll let you know.
Let me know.
And for all of you who joined us live, thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching on the replay, thanks as well. Make sure you subscribe to Boys for Life. The link to his channel is in the description below. As always, we will see you in the next episode of MOOF.